Good morning, YouTube. How you guys doing today? Hey, Mimi, how you doing? I hope you guys are going to enjoy your hump day. So this morning, I want to hop on here real quick if I could. You guys know I love politics. We just talked about the other day, if you were on my stream, Joe Biden and what it means to his campaign if he chooses a black female running mate. I said the other day, just to recap, that he would lose if he chose a black woman to run alongside him. So yesterday we found out that his choice for VP is Kamala Harris. And good morning, Kingsman. How you doing? Third degree brains. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Mika. You listening at work, Kingsman? Thanks, girl. Okay, so hey Cloud, how you doing? How you doing? And so welcome everybody once again. So like I said, I wanted to give my opinion on what I think about Joe Biden picking Kamala Harris to be his running mate. I saw yesterday that a couple of entertainers penned an open letter saying that they weren't happy with his VP choice. Do you see what I'm saying? A lot of men, I heard it was um, a couple of them were Diddy as well as Nick Cannon. They said, but I don't even know why Nick Cannon would feel any way about anything. He just needs to stop giving his opinion because he said he was pro Kanye West. Okay, so I'm like, honey, anyway. Excuse me, y'all sneezing. Bless me. Okay, so here's the thing. My opinion could be a unpopular opinion, but it is my opinion nonetheless, and I want to share it with you guys. Like I said, a lot of black entertainers, men, chose to write Biden an open letter, saying that they didn't, appreciate him picking Kamala Harris. We know that she has a high incarceration rate as it pertains to black men. When she was first a DA for California, she went on to become the state's attorney general. She has a high incarceration rate, like I said, when it comes to incarcerating black men. A lot of people don't know that there was once I can't remember his name, a black guy that killed a white police officer. She came under fire because she did not agree with the death penalty. They were upset with her because he was not put on death row. And she was not as hard on women. I understand. I did a little research because I didn't know a lot about her background as it pertains to the state of California and her being the district attorney, as well as her going on to be the attorney general. And so they were upset about that. They said that they were upset because he said that he would choose a black woman for attorney general. We know that, for his vice presidency, we know that there were several black women on the list, at the top of the list. He said, as well as white women at the top of the list. I told you guys the other day, if he chose a black woman to run beside him, he would automatically lose. Now, as it pertains to people being okay, we know that Kamala Harris, I don't like in the press, something I don't like that's going on in the press that I have been seeing is they're calling her a black woman. We know that Kamala Harris is not a black woman. Her mother is East Indian. However, her mother chose to raise her as a black woman. I found that out. I have a video that I'm going to share with you guys with the history as it pertains to why she doesn't mind being called a black woman. She said that she would never and she didn't seek the death penalty. Yes, they were upset with her. A lot of the Anglos were upset with her when she didn't choose to put that black man on death row for killing that California police officer. They were upset with her. You see what I'm saying? Because of that. She said, honey, I was hoping Michelle Obama was going to be a surprise candidate. Yeah, Michelle Obama is not a politician. I think that she would make a great politician if she ever chose to go in that field. But Michelle Obama will tell you that she's not a politician. She's said that actually on a couple of interviews. But honestly, she's a lawyer. She's a law professor. Do you see what I'm saying? So I think that she could step in the political ring and do really well. Do you see what I'm saying? She's strong. You know what I mean? But as far as the other black women that were on the list, I am not really familiar with any of those women. Okay, and they are black women. Like I said, Kamala Harris is not a black woman. Her mother is East Indian, and her dad is Jamaican, mixed with Jamaican and Chinese. Do you see what I'm saying? And so they'll call her a black woman. Then they'll say she's a woman of color, which she is a woman of color. And then they're calling her Asian as well. They don't know. They don't know what they want to, what race they want to pin on her. Do you see what I'm saying? And so for that reason, I believe that it was a smart choice. Do you see what I'm saying? He did that for a reason. He was very calculated in his choice, and I think that he made the right choice. A lot of people don't agree with that, but a lot of people, yeah, Michelle Obama would have been a better choice for president than for yeah, absolutely. That is also, I'm glad you said that. That is also part of the reason that he chose Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris is 55 years old. If elected, Joe Biden will be 78 years old. He is older than Donald Trump. Donald Trump is 70 and he is 78 years old. He needs somebody strong with him that he can trust. And come to find out, she was close friend with his son that passed away, Bo. She worked closely with him. They were friends. Karen Bass was the best choice. I don't agree. I don't agree. I really don't agree. I don't agree. And I'm going to tell you why I don't agree. That's why I said my opinion is probably an unpopular opinion. The number one, let me get on with the number one reason. Like I said, he chose her for a couple of reasons. She's very strong. Okay, she is a very strong debater. Okay, she won't back down. And she can hold her own. Good morning, Miss Olivia. Thank you. Elizabeth Warren will be. Yep, but he couldn't choose Elizabeth Warren, and even she wasn't even the right choice anyway. That he couldn't choose her number one because she was white, and they backed him in the corner and made him choose a black woman. But he knew that if he chose a black woman, he would immediately lose the conservative Democratic vote. He could not choose a black woman. He just could not. Do you see what I'm saying? And so yeah. He could not choose a black woman. He simply could not do that. But but because they backed him into a corner, he couldn't have picked Elizabeth Warren anyway. But Elizabeth Warren could not stand up against Mike Pence. Kamala Harris can hold her own when it comes to Mike Pence, and that is the number one reason that I feel that he made the right pick. He went middle of the road as it pertains to the color of her skin. She is a woman of color, but she is not a ADOS. She is not a black woman. She is not descended from slavery. Perhaps her father, the Jamaican side in him, some of his people could have been descendants of slavery, but then she would have been a half Jamaican descendant of slavery, not an ADOS descendant of slavery. Just like Barack Obama, they were calling him black. Barack Obama is not ADOS either. Barack Obama, we know his mama was white and his daddy was Kenyan. Do you see what I'm saying? There is a reason why they are not choosing any ADOS Americans to run for the top political offices. And we all know what that is. It is racism. So like I said, he went middle of the road. If he had chosen a white woman or a ADOS black woman, he would have lost the conservative Democratic vote. Them Dixiecrats would have immediately turned him away. They would have turned her dad is YT. Her dad, what is YT? Her Jamaican side owned slaves. Oh, is that right? Well, Michelle Obama, if you're going to say that her Jamaican side owned slaves, you're talking about Michelle Obama. Michelle Obama said that she is the daughter of slaves as well as the daughter of slave owners. Okay, so if you're going to talk about, her Jamaican descendants owning slaves, let's not forget about what Michelle Obama said. Do you see what I'm saying? And another problem that I'm having with with us when it comes to voting and when it comes to politics, we are too emotional. Okay, the Anglo is not emotional when it comes to politics, and there's nothing wrong with being emotional. Do you see what I'm saying? And you can't be emotional when you want to sit at the table with people that only want to win, people that only want to rule no matter what. You cannot be emotional. Do you see what I'm saying? And this is another reason why I said I agree with his decision. I am a black woman. I am a ADOS. We all know this. But when it comes to politics, I think that he made the right decision. He made the right decision, number one, like I said, because Kamala Harris is strong enough to go up against against Mike Pence. If you guys can remember, when Hillary Clinton was running for president, the vice president that she chose, and I don't even remember that man's names, remember his name, but Mike Pence laid waste to him, and that's just the man was not prepared. He was not ready. Kamala Harris is ready. Okay, she is a former prosecutor. She is on the advisory board. I forgot what they call the advisory board, but if you've seen her question people like the Attorney General, Barr, as well as some others, she goes. She is not scared. She will not back down. She will not stop. And that is what you need to go up against Mike Pence. I can't wait for her to debate Mike Pence a couple of months from now. I just want to see it because she will not back down. She is strong enough. Even Elizabeth Warren is not strong enough to stand up against Mike Pence. The thing people don't understand about Mike Pence is Mike Pence is he is more politically apt than Donald Trump is. Do you see what I'm saying? And he moves like a snake. He has played his position well. He knows when to turn it on and when to turn it off. Do you see what I'm saying? But Mike Pence is a bulldog. Okay, and Kamala Harris is a bulldog as well. So I can't wait to see that. Like I said, I don't know if the other women are strong enough to stand up against Mike Pence, but Kamala Harris is, because she will not back down. She's a very strong debater. She's going to go for the jugular. She went for the jugular when she was campaigning against Joe Biden. Do you see what I'm saying? So, and she will not, she's not going to back down. She's not going to back down. They don't need another vice presidential candidate like the one Hillary Clinton chose. Do you see what I'm saying? And how do you what? But yeah, that is why I like her. She is very strong. And they are saying that it is a plus that she is only 55 years old, because Mike Pence is Tim Kaine, was that his name? Yeah, he was not ready. He was not ready for Mike Pence. Mike Pence laid waste to him. Mike Pence is very strategic. Do you see what I'm saying? Mike Pence would have been a better president than Donald Trump. And I'm just going to keep it real because he knows his politics. Do you see what I'm saying? He knows his politics just as well as Kamala Harris knows her politics. Do you see what I'm saying? And Kamala Harris is also, yeah, he was too soft. He was softer than Hillary Clinton. And I guess that's why she chose him, but that was a wrong choice for her as a running mate, because he was not ready for Mike Pence. And that was a big plus for Donald Trump, the way Mike Pence laid waste to him. And if they're not if they are scared of Kamala Harris, because Donald Trump started attacking her yesterday, as soon as Joe Biden announced his choice, Donald Trump started attacking her verbally. He said she was a liar. Now, he is the king of liars. How in the world are you going to call anybody on the planet Earth a liar? They said she lied because she wouldn't admit that she smoked weed when she was in college. I'm thinking she went to an HBCU. Okay, even if she went to Harvard University, that's what college people do. What's the big deal? So when they call her out on that, I hope she say, yeah, I smoked it. I was in college. Moving right along. Okay? Because it is not, we have several states that have legalized marijuana. So I would not back away from that question. I would tell them if I smoked it in college, yes, I did. I smoked it. And, you know, in her own words, I hope that's how she puts it. Because really, that's the only thing they got on her. Really. That she lied about or deferred to answer the question. She made joke of it. She chose to answer it in a sarcastic way because she didn't want to say she locked people up for having it, though. Yes, she did lock people up for having it. You're right. But like I said, we can't be emotional about this. Yes, she locked people up. They all lock people up. They're politicians. You know, what about Joe Biden? Do you see what I'm saying? But anyway, these are just my opinions. Do you see what I'm saying? And as far as black women voters go, they may not like her, but they're going to vote for her. They're going to get behind her. Not to mention, she has several organizations behind her right now, black organizations. She's an AKA, as a matter of fact. Those AKA women, that's money. A lot of the AKAs, they are very powerful women. They are going to stand behind her because she's a Greek. Do you see what I'm saying? And so she graduated from an HBCU, okay? And those people, those college educated types of people are going to back her. Do you see what I'm saying? And so that is the reason why it was the right choice, in my opinion. I don't care if she's ADOS black or not. I don't, because I'm not emotional when it comes to things like that. I understand why Joe Biden chose her. He had to choose her for a couple of reasons. He had to choose her because she couldn't be ADOS black. Like I said, he had to choose her because she can stand against Mike Pence. Okay, she's not going to back down. She's going to ask the hard questions when it comes to all the chicanery that Donald Trump has done, and we need a vice president to go up against Mike Pence in that way. Because, like I said, what was it that Mike Pence? He ran circles around that other guy, the one that Hillary Clinton chose, and it made Hillary Clinton look bad. Do you see what I'm saying? And that's right, Clyde, I saw that this morning where they said Trump donated $6,000 to her campaign in 2011. I don't know about 2015, but they said he did in 2011. So now he want to call her nasty. He's being sexist. He's calling her nasty. He's calling her disrespectful. But what he is he's scared of her. Okay, because he's scared of her because he has already seen what she can do when it comes to calling out the dirty politicians in his cabinet. Okay, Attorney General Barr, number one, she made him look real bad when she questioned him a little while ago. She made him look real bad. Okay, and so she made sure non-violent offenders stayed in prison in California, in the California fires. Probably did. It is what it is. I don't know what to tell you. You either, if you're a voter, you either vote for the Joe Biden ticket, which includes Kamala Harris, or you vote for Donald Trump. So those are your choices. You vote for the Trump ticket, or you be emotional and you vote for the Biden ticket, or you be emotional and you vote for the Trump ticket because of what she did. Donald Trump has done so much more. He has laid waste to his country. What Kamala Harris did with the prisoners, that is nothing compared. So you're not voting at all straight from the gate? Well, that's your choice. But if you are an American voter and you don't vote in this election to get Donald Trump out of office, you're doing a disservice to your country. Like, I'm just telling you the truth. This country cannot stand 4 more years of Donald Trump. Now, I hate to say it, but I'm thinking he's going to cheat his way to another 4 years. Like, I really do. I really do. No, there is no perfect politician. All politicians, this is why I say you can't be emotional. All politicians, a lot of politicians go into politics wanting to do the best thing for the people. Do you see what I'm saying? Some of them do. You know what I mean? Yes, that's right. Not voting is voting for Trump. You're absolutely right. He don't want you to vote. I'm never going to do anything that thing wants me to do. So I will absolutely be voting. Absolutely, no matter what. Okay? Because he's going to if he gets 4 more years, you think it's bad now because of this coronavirus? Just hold on. Donald Trump, he's so disgusting that when he's talking about the coronavirus and kids, he says that kids need to go back to school. Why? Because it's good for the economy. So you're choosing children's lives, choosing money over children's lives. I would never in my life vote for nobody like that. You're going to choose some coins over a child's life? You got me messed up to the point to where what is his name? Governor Kemp in Georgia is looking real bad right now because we know how bad he did Keisha Lance Bottoms when she didn't want to open them schools. But now they opened the schools. Over 1,000 people have tested positive, students and teachers, for the coronavirus. Do you see what I'm saying? They had to shut the school right back down. That'll shut it right back down. But he is under the mind following behind Trump, choosing economy over children. There's no price tag you can put on the life of a child, in my opinion. So, I'm sorry. That's just how I feel about it. Like I said, my opinion is going to be unpopular, but I don't care who he chose to go on this ticket against Donald Trump. Because that man is insane. He is out of his mind. Just like he tried to hoodwink and bamboozle this country when it came to that coronavirus relief. He know he didn't have the power to do that. He know that they can hold him up in court forever. You are not you are not Putin. You have to answer to a Congress and a Senate. You don't get to do what you want to do. Do you see what I'm saying? But he is so illiterate when it comes to politics and a whole lot of stuff. It's ridiculous. No, we cannot afford another 4 years of Donald Trump. I don't like Biden either. I do not like Joe Biden. Don't get it twisted. Okay? And I don't like a lot of what Kamala Harris, did when she was a what you call it either, Lord, I forgot the name of it, a district attorney, as well as a state's attorney. Do you see what I'm saying? But she can hold her ground when it comes to Mike Pence. They wanted him to choose somebody else. That's what they wanted him to do. They did not want him to choose Kamala Harris. He had to choose her. He didn't have a choice. Not to mention the fact that Joe Biden really trusts her because he's an old man, and he will never get over the loss of his child. And she was close to his son Bo that died from cancer or whatever. You see what I'm saying? And so there are a lot that he made the right choice. No, she not black. Okay. No. Yes, she was hard on crime and criminals. And I'm not emotional about that. I'm emotional about Donald Trump destroying this freaking country because that's what he's doing. That is what he's doing. And I can't believe that people are still following behind him. I can't believe there is a black voter in this United States of America not willing to vote for whoever it is as long as you get Trump out of office. Biden is not worse than Trump, in my opinion. He is not worse than Trump. See, here's the thing about Joe Biden. They wanted him to run on the ticket because he's not going to improve anything, especially as it pertains to black people. He is a Democrat, number one. He is a racist old Dixiecrat, number two. But what he can do is he can plug the leak. He can stop the leak. He can slow the bleeding down because Donald Trump is slowing this bleeding this country dry. And he can stop the leak. That's what he can do. But you got people like Vladimir Putin working to steal the election anyway, so we really don't even have to have this conversation. Biden wants him to stay in office. Vladimir Putin wants him to stay in office so they can continue to make a mockery out of this country. Do you see what I'm saying? And he is sneaky with racism. Yeah, he ain't worse than Trump. He's not worse than Trump. Trump a whole straight up xenophobe. He is not worse than Trump. He may be just as bad as Trump, but he's no worse than Trump. But he can plug the leak when it comes to this country. I'm not talking about racism right now. I'm talking about politics. Do you see what I'm saying? I'm talking about I have to live in the United States of America. I have to live here. My family has to live here. Okay? What is going to be left of this country if Donald Trump gets another 4 years in office? You got to get out of your emotions, in my opinion. But this is just my opinion. You guys are, hey, you choose who you choose. You choose to don't vote. I'm just giving you guys my opinion. I love politics. I'm very spirited about my choices when it comes to politics because I'm not emotional. I don't care if Joe Biden is racist or not. I don't care if Kamala Harris kept people in prison when it was a fire. I don't care. What I care about is Donald Trump not being elected in another 4 more years because it is so much more than racism that we have to worry about when it comes to Donald Trump. It's so much more. So much more. He is trying to take monies away from the the Social Security. He wants to lay waste of when he said he's going to get rid of the payroll tax. Okay, people have worked all their lives for Social Security. A lot of us work. A lot of you guys work now for Social Security. They take that tax out of your check every time you get paid. That payroll tax goes into Social Security. If you want to get rid of the payroll tax, you're going to lay waste of Social Security. Social Security has been losing money for years anyway. This is an old campaign promise. He promised, who is that he promised to rework Social Security? It was another senator, a young guy. I haven't seen him in a long time. But think about the fact that there is not going to be any Social Security when you get 65 or 70 years old, because Donald Trump done laid waste of it. No, neither of them are for defunding the police department. But Kamala Harris is for retraining and what do you call it? Retraining, as well as giving harsher penalties to police officers that do the weird stuff. Do you see what I'm saying? And so, yeah, that is just my opinion on it, guys. I'm going to play this video. Let me catch some of you guys' comments were really long and good, and I like the interaction. I like the back and forth. That is awesome. Do you see what I'm saying? Thank you guys so much. One True Turo says, what I find incredibly odd is that the same rhetoric that people are quoting as reasons not to vote for Biden Harris is the same distorted truths pushed by the nationalist agenda. I absolutely agree. A lot of black people, they speak white supremacy rhetoric. And I don't even know if they realize it, but they sound just like white supremacists. There's a lot of white supremacy ideology going on in the black community. As a matter of fact, thank you for saying it, because you're absolutely on point when you say that. You're absolutely right. People are too emotional when it comes to politics. That's why we can't get anywhere in this country as it pertains to politics. You cannot be emotional when it comes to politics. That's why we have no leeway up in Washington. People are too emotional. It don't make no sense to me. That's just my opinion. There's nothing wrong with emotion. But when it comes to politics, like I said earlier, if you want to sit at the table and compete with these Anglos when it comes to politics, because politics is power, you cannot be emotional. You cannot. It is a mistake. When you put your emotion into it, you're already done. Trump said, let me read this. So who said Goddess Allure? She says something. So Trump, your opinion, is a better choice than Biden? He's already killed 160 people. Thank you. How many more? Who is this Allure person? Let me scroll back up and see if I can find it. You vote for Trump. Well, that's a troll. Cloud, that's a troll. Delete the troll. Okay, let me try to find it so I can get it out of here. That's a troll. Because they know not to twerk Donald Trump in my thing. Let me get her out of here. I hope I clicked the right one. Yeah, that's nothing more than a troll. I didn't even see that scrolling. Thanks for hipping me to it. Yeah, I got her out of here. Yeah, that's a troll. Sorry about that. Because I do not that Donald Trump thing, No, I'm not compromising on it. There's nothing good that he's done for this country. Can y'all believe, how you gonna say you gonna vote for Donald Trump? He is so inept. Don't you know that he dismantled the pandemic, the virus relief, not the virus relief, the Barack Obama had a whole group of people on standby if and when a pandemic attacked this country. He talked about it in 2016. He assembled a team of scientists to be on standby because he knew this pandemic was coming. Okay? No, Biden has not done anything for us. The black people up in Washington, the people that you vote in office on a local level have not done anything for us. Nobody has done anything for us, including Joe Biden, including Donald Trump. The pandemic team, thank you, but he called it something else. He dismantled that. Do you not see? I don't think that Joe Biden would have responded so ignorantly to a global pandemic. He literally does not care. Literally does not care about the American people. You know, that's right. Nobody has done anything for us. Black politicians or white politicians. You know, so that point right there is moot, in my opinion. And not only that, black voters, when we vote in these black people that we think gonna do something for us, they don't do anything for us, in part because of us. We don't hold them accountable. So we also have to take the blame for some of that. We vote them in and we forget about them. We don't hold them accountable. We got a whole congressional black caucus. If we stood behind them, they could actually get something done because our black vote does count. We don't stand behind them. We don't hold them accountable. That is in part our fault because nothing is done for black voters. We don't even have a super PAC backing anybody. So, there's a, you know, yeah. Yep, he's done something for us. He's locked us up. Kamala Harris has locked us up. Trump has locked us up. Bush has locked us up. Carter has locked us up. Clinton has locked us up. Ford has locked us up. Kennedy has locked us up. On and on. Bush, the other Bush, W, he has locked us up. So, yeah. Barack Obama has locked us up. And the list goes on and on and on. Like I said, emotional. And we even have to take it. You also, okay, they've locked us up. All right. What part does the criminal play in it? Because see, if you don't start nothing, it won't be nothing. Why would you, as a black person, put yourself in harm's way? Why would you put yourself in a position to where this white man can lock you up? Why would you do that? Okay. Klaus said, let's be fair. The Congressional Black Caucus hasn't done anything for us. Absolutely not, Klaus. Absolutely not. And you don't remember how Obama said no to absolutely. That's what I'm saying. So what's new? What's new? That's all I'm saying. So when does this stop? Or are we keep going to keep voting these people in? Well, I tell you when it stops. When we realize that our vote does count. When we start to we can't even unify. You know when it stops? It starts when we become unified. If we could ever become unified. Because if we could become unified in this country, okay, we could move something. We are not unified. You got too many people twerking for the white man too. When we can get rid of the coons, it will stop. Okay? When we can become unified on nothing more than the color of our skin. Because we do have, we are not a monolithic people. But we can't even become unified under the banner of our own skin. We can't even do that. When are we going to start holding our black representatives accountable? And they absolutely, we know that when you incarcerate black people, it's nothing more than the new slavery. That's all the new form of slavery. They put these people in these prison industrial complex so that they can work for these companies behind bars and literally pay them pennies to do the work. So they won't be considered slaves. But we know this. You know this when you go get in trouble. Like I said, why would you put yourselves in that kind of position? You hold some responsibility as well to your own self as it pertains to jail and incarceration. But nobody don't want to talk about that. Okay. Trevor said, thank you, Uncle Cloud. We praise President Obama, yet he deported more immigrants, as he did, than Trump, and had a much harsher Department of Justice than his predecessors in order to change politics. You have to understand it. You absolutely have to understand it. Like I said, people are upset because of the color of somebody's skin. That is the last thing you need to be worried about. There is so much more to be worried about. What about us holding ourselves accountable? Because we do not have to be in the position politically in this country. We don't have to be in this position. Okay? If they weren't worried about your black vote, why in the freak would they decide to try to suppress it so much? They try everything they can to suppress your black vote. If your black vote doesn't count, why is it being suppressed? Why is it being suppressed? We have enough power in this country to literally back our own party. Do we do that? No. We do not. We do not even have our own party. We can do just like the Tea Party did. We have enough power to create our own party. Do we do that? No. Has it ever been thought about? It's been talked about. Have we ever done it? No. 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 So, yeah. Yeah. Many have no choice because of upbringing you're talking about as far as criminal activity goes. Okay. I can agree with that. I would never, but you ain't got to do, you think before you act. Okay? If you got to do what you got to do, why in the world would you think about it before you do it so you won't get caught? Okay? Because there are a whole lot of rich and powerful billionaires in this country that are criminals, and Donald Trump is one of them. You got to know how to move. If you want to engage in criminal activity, learn how to move. Don't move stupid. Don't do that. Because you're going to get caught. And you're going to get locked up. And if you don't think before you act, and you're going to be a dumb criminal, don't do it. If you can't do it right, there's a way in which to do everything in this world. I'm just saying. So, yeah. You got to know how to move. So, yeah, you're right, straight from the gate. Many have no choice. But you got to think before you act. If that is your lot in life, you better think about it. Okay? You better think about how to move and carry your secrets to your grave. That's what you better do. If that's what you got to do. Yeah. A lot of black people love Kennedy. His daddy was a bootlegger. His daddy was very loyal to a lot of black men that were bootlegging and working with him because they were very loyal to him. So he raised his kids not to be as racist towards black people when they went into politics as they could be. And that was because of the loyalty that those criminals that ran liquor for him during Prohibition. That's what that was for. So, yeah, like I said, you got to move. You got to know how to move. A bootlegger, the son of a bootlegger, became the president of the United States of America. He was assassinated because of the way his daddy taught him to treat black people, because his daddy was loyal to those people that worked, those black men that took his rum and got it where it needed to be and didn't steal from him. You see how that works? If you're going to be a criminal, be smart about it. Don't get caught. I'm just saying. Olivia, a lot of people are in there for crimes they did not commit. Yeah, absolutely. That's not only black people, though. It's white people, too. It's black people and white people. People of all walks of life in jail for crimes that they did not commit. It's just a fact. I'm not emotional. I'm not going to be emotional about this. In my opinion, it's unpopular. I told you it was going to be unpopular. He made the right choice. I'm still not voting for Donald Trump. I don't care if he would have chose a green woman. It would not matter. I still would not vote for Donald Trump. We all know that you're talking about the Jim Crow laws and every other laws. We're talking about super predator laws. Yeah, absolutely, we're still in. I think we are, Angela. Thank you so much for saying it, because I would hope in my chat, when you're listening to me, that we are further along than the obvious. I would hope that if you guys have been listening to me for a long time, we will have learned together, and we already know that these laws are not for us. This system is not for us. And I would also hope that we have learned when listening to me that I have said repeatedly that you have to learn to work within this system. You can't buck the system, but you can learn to work within the system. It is absolutely possible to learn to take what the white man is doing and turn it around to your own advantage. So I will hope that we have learned that. I will hope that we know by now as adults that this whole system, this Jim Crow and new Jim Crow system, this mass incarceration rate, all these super predators laws are not for us as black people in this country. I will hope that we know that by now. You see what I'm saying? So that we can move right along. Because what I don't like to do when I'm having conversations like this is talk about stuff that we already know. You see what I'm saying? We simply do not have time to keep regurgitating stuff that we as adults black people in America should already know. And they're absolutely two wings of the same bird. But Donald Trump is out of his mind, and he's bleeding this country dry. And this country has to be here for my nephews and my nieces. And I don't care who is going up against Donald Trump if they can get him out of office. I have been called Trump triggered. I am absolutely Trump triggered. Absolutely Trump triggered. They were shooting outside of the White House the other day. Did y'all hear about that? Yep. It was. I'm just going to leave it right there. But those are shooting outside the White House the other day. Anyway, I like when you talk politics. Those beef sector people are beneath you. Nobody is beneath me. Do you see what I'm saying? I'm just not in the beef sector anymore. Nobody is beneath me. I'm not better than nobody else. We all on different levels. Do you see what I'm saying? My level might be different from somebody else's level. Or maybe not. Hey, matures, but I don't consider nobody beneath me because my grandmama taught me a long time ago that one ass ain't no better than the other one. I don't have that type of mentality. Do you see what I'm saying? I'm always just me. Do you see what I'm saying? Nobody is beneath me. Like I said, different levels. I don't do basic, but basic is not even beneath me. Do you see what I'm saying? I don't do non-factors. That still is not beneath me. I don't do liars. Still ain't beneath me. Just a different level. That's how I see that. I don't believe in one person thinking they're better than somebody else. Because like I said, my grandmama grounded in me. It's ingrained in me. One ass ain't no better than the other one. I don't roll like that. I'm not impressed by anybody. And nobody should be impressed by me. Trust. But anyway, move right along. I want to show y'all, Angela says, it doesn't matter who wins. America weakness has been unveiled due to Trump. You're absolutely right about that. You're absolutely right about that. I agree with that, Angela. We are the laughing stock of the world now because of Donald Trump. Once COVID is done, we still have the drug epidemic. The drug epidemic is even worse, which is hurting them. YT. Are you talking about white? When you say YT, do you mean white? YT folks, so karma has come. Absolutely, yeah, they're what do you call it? Those numbers are going up. The meth and all of that, the opioid crisis and all of this and all that, it's hit that Anglo community really hard. But the numbers are also going up in the black community. COVID-19 is doing a lot of crazy stuff to people mentally. Do you see what I'm saying? A lot of people mentally. A lot of people are turning to alcohol and drugs to try to deal with this COVID situation. Do you see what I'm saying? This COVID situation, it is not. It is colorblind. It is absolutely colorblind. And mentally, it is attacking a whole lot of people's mentals. It is attacking children's, teenagers' mentals. The suicide rates among teenagers have gone up due to this COVID-19. It's attacking everybody. It's so horrible. So horrible. Horrible. Our economy is in the crapper. You can't win for losing. But you ain't got to put children on the front line. And I don't appreciate Donald Trump saying kids going back to school is good for the freaking economy. He did not say that. He did not have to say that. He said that. He did not have to say, how dare you choose money over kids? That is sick. That's just must-see TV and Angela Brooks. The chickens have come home to roost. I'm in the immortal words of Mac. Yeah, absolutely. There's always been a drug epidemic in the Anglo community. Do you see what I'm saying? It's just gotten so far now to where they can't ignore it anymore with the onslaught of meth and prescription drug abuse. Do you see what I'm saying? And a lot of that prescription drug abuse is because of the racism within the medical community. Because they was giving them prescription drugs out to the Anglo like it was water. They didn't even hardly want to give them to black people. And so, yeah, the chickens is coming home to roost. Yeah, Big Pharma, they didn't want to give them drugs to black folks, them pills. But they was handing them out to the white folks like it was water. Wait until Putin's crocodile. Yeah, Claude, we talked about that, didn't we? Yeah, that's worse than meth, they say, Claude. That crocodile, you right. Yeah, absolutely. Maybe, did you see where people were falling dead and they was thinking it was cause of heroin? Was that in Baltimore or somewhere? It was somewhere where it was something new on the street and it was just taking people out immediately. I wonder if it's that crocodile stuff they got over here. Straight from the gangster. Our schools were out online here. We get paid while being off. I teach sociology etiquette. That is wonderful. It's a shame what they did to them kids in Georgia. It's a shame. It's a shame. Mature says, Orange 8 is a raging. Yes, he is a raging lunatic. Yes, he is. And we cannot get rid of Ronas with him around. You're absolutely right about that. Sorry about that. They always call me out when I'm on the thing. Angela says the crocodile was in Phoenix. Really? I spoke to the nurse who assisted the patient. I can believe it. I can. Do you know that Vladimir Putin they don't even have any programs to help people that contracted AIDS? They are just left to their own devices, pretty much just left to die. It's so bad over there, And that's what Donald Trump wants to be the next. He wants to be this country's Vladimir Putin. It's so horrible. Horrible. Yep, I had so many Anglo students drop out of last couple of years over drug abuse and real. Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah. In Kentucky. What'd you say first, Mimi? Let me go back up. No, Auntie, there's fentanyl, which is 100 times strong. Is that what it was killing them people on the spot? Fentanyl, Claw? Oh, wow. But yeah, you're right about fentanyl. You're right about that. Yeah, absolutely. Mimi said, who was it? Said something. Mimi, yeah, something about Kentucky up here. Let me try to go back up. I want to see what you had to say about Kentucky. All the people's dropping dead in Kentucky. Okay, Mimi, I got you. It took me a minute, but I get it. I got you. Yeah, dropping dead, dropping like flies. Yeah, absolutely. But anyway, y'all, let me show you guys this quick little video. If it'll play, y'all know how my computer is, right? If it'll play, because we almost at an hour, but I found a video. They're stretching heroin with fentanyl now. Woo, it's a deadly combination. Woo, that would blow your heart up. For real. They wrong for that. They wrong for that. For real. My God. God bless them. Like, I don't wish that kind of thing on nobody. Like I really don't. I used to counsel in a drug rehabilitation center, and it's just like a lot to deal with. It's so sad. It is so sad. Like, for real. A lot of people take a lot of things lightly, and there are a lot of reasons why people become addicted to drugs, and it's not all the time because they want to party. There's so many underlying reasons why people just want to zone out. So is it any shock to us that so many people have started abusing drugs at the onslaught of this pandemic? So many people have lost their jobs. They have lost their homes. They don't know what to do. They can't feed their kids. It's a lot going on. They lost family member after family. Like you literally have, it's like you don't, it's almost like you don't, have any choice in your own destiny when it comes to this coronavirus. Do you see what I'm saying? It's so horrible. And then you have somebody that is supposed to be the leader of the free world, Donald Trump, not doing nothing at all. He's singing people lullabies. That's how he's lying to people's face. He's trying to send children to school to boost the economy. Like, what if you lose your child because you believe that fool? And there are a lot of people that stand behind him. I just can't. I don't understand. Like, common sense ain't common no more. How can anybody still be backing Donald Trump after the way he's treated this dang on pandemic? Even if you back him because you are a racist, okay, and you hate black people, okay, how can you still back him after his mistreatment of this coronavirus epidemic? I don't understand that. I don't get that. I really don't. Klaus said, my mom was a nurse, and I did volunteer work passing out free needles, cleaning equipment, and referrals to rehabs and detox. I know that's right, Klaus. That is awesome. It is much. We need more people in this United States of America, doing stuff like that. But we are so puritanical in this country that we can't even do that. People need to be passing out condoms, no questions asked. Needles, no questions asked. How to, clean, equipment, no questions asked. Do you see what I'm saying? As well as referrals to drug rehabs and detoxes. You're right about that, Cloud. But we are so puritanical that we would rather lie to ourselves and let us. That is why the white community is in the situation that it is in right now because of drug abuse. They would rather sweep it under the carpet till they can't sweep it under the carpet no more. It was cool when it was a crack epidemic in the black community. Do you see what I'm saying? It was cool then. Do you see what I'm saying? But it's like somebody said earlier, now it's karma. You can no longer sweep it under the carpet. But they put crack addicts and low-level drug dealers in jail. Women like Kamala Harris that we was talking. You saw, and the super predator, herself, Hillary Clinton. But you're making detox centers and drug rehab centers for these Anglos. But it's all a drug epidemic. So, yeah, it don't make no sense. But you said, I don't understand why anyone still supports him. I don't either. Even racists get wrong to thank you. They hoodwinked and bamboozled white folks when it comes to this coronavirus. The reason why they fight so hard against wearing a mask is because propaganda. They told the white folks that basically they said, oh, don't worry about this coronavirus. This is a black problem. So every time you see them coming online with them statistics about black and Hispanics have a bigger problem with the coronavirus epidemic in their community, they are lying to those white people. They are trying to make them comfortable. They are trying to pacify them white people to the point to where they're fighting against their own best interests. Why in the world, if you have common sense, would you be against putting a darn on mask on your face? I just simply do not understand. That is hustling against your own best interest. Common sense should tell you that this virus is not discriminating. Okay? I don't believe those numbers when they say that the virus is any greater in one community than the other. It's the freaking coronavirus. Okay? It is not discriminating. It is not. So, yeah, I don't, but like I said, they pacifying them white folks. And they sheep to the point to where not all of them, but a lot of them are sheep. And they really follow behind a crazy man. Can you imagine? Oh my God. I believe it's straight from the gate. I didn't see that, but straight from the gate said CNN put out a poll that said 50% of white Americans are still voting for Trump. Guess what? I can believe it. I can believe it. Jay Perry said 53% of white women voted. Yes, they voted for the grab women by the you know what. They voted for him. Yes, they did. They probably thought that was sexy, honey. That's right, Maturish. The virus ain't picking races. The virus is for all. That's right. You're absolutely right. But they did that false propaganda to make these white people to try to placate white America. That's what they did. And a lot of them went for it. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. It really is. Yeah. Let me play this little quick video for you guys, if it will. It's just a little short history on Kamala Harris in case anybody was interested. Do you see what I'm saying? Like I said, I realize that my opinion is unpopular, but I am not emotional when it comes to this race. I don't care who he picked to try to compete against Donald Trump and his madness. Okay, and Mike Pence. I don't care who he picked. He made the right choice, though. He made the right choice. He didn't have no choice but to pick Kamala Harris because he had to placate them Dixiecrats as they would have, and his donations have gone up since he chose Kamala Harris as well. He could not have chosen an ADOS black woman. He could not have. And people mad about that, but you're emotional about that. But you need to think politically about his choice. He made the right choice. And I told you guys why earlier. If you didn't hear it earlier, please go back and listen to the video. In short, one reason why he made the right choice is because she can stand up against Mike Pence. They are afraid of her. Donald Trump already talking bad about her. Okay? They are not even going to make the formal announcement until later on today. And he already trying to bash her. What you scared of? You scared of the way that she made your Attorney General Barr look bad when she questioned him? You scared of that? Okay. All right. Klaus said, oh no, at Jay Parrish, try 68% of white women voted for grab them by the... Okay. When they could have had a white woman in the White House. Absolutely. Orange Man is acting like a mad scientist. Yes, he is. All out of sorts. Yes, he is. But you said people need to get out of their feelings. Yes, they do. She was mature. She was the absolute right choice. She was the right choice. A lot of people don't want to hear that. I don't care if she ADOS or not. I don't care. She was the right choice. But anyway, let me share this little video with you guys if it'll play, and we can get out of here, child. I did not come on here to talk all day because I got some stuff to do. I know you guys got a lot to do, but let me share this video, guys, in case it's a little short singing in what do you call it? Hold on. Little short thing about news report about Kamala Harris's background. Okay. Like I said, I had to do some more research on her. Let me get my headphones so I can see if y'all are hearing. Because during the election, I really didn't think too much about her, honestly. But I did think that she was a strong debater. I respect her debate skills. You know, and she don't back down. She's a bulldog. So I respect her for that. I sure do. Because I would grind your ass down with my tongue. Okay, so I respect her for that. I get it. So anyway, let me click this and see if we can hear it. See if it'll play. Because, y'all know my computer be doing the most. Let's see here. I really want you guys to see this. Don't know if it's going to play. Lord Jesus. But we can try it, child. Let me see if it'll come up. Hold on, y'all. Klaus said, I think that it's a battle of dueling billionaires. Absolutely. Trump versus Gates. To see how many people they can kill. You got that right, Klaus. It tripped me out because Trump tried to act like he was against Bill Gates, and when all the time they in cahoots together. I wouldn't be surprised if Trump wasn't talking to Putin behind his back, because y'all know Vladimir Putin said that his scientists have come up with a vaccine. You saw they haven't even did any type of I think they said the clinical trial consisted of 2,000 people. I wouldn't be surprised if Trump ain't trying to get some of that vaccine from over there. Ain't no telling what that vaccine gonna do to them people. It ain't no telling what the vaccine gonna do to us either. But Dang, he didn't even play it off over there. I was like, whoa, child. I think that, I ready. Okay, so it popped up. So let's see if it'll play, okay? I'll let you guys get out of here.
And the thing about predators you should know
Let's see.
is that they prey on the vulnerable. They prey on those who they do not believe are strong.
If y'all can hear it, Cloud, hit the one if you can hear it.
Predators are cowards.
I think you've watched her sort of evolution of being the chief prosecutor.
So I need to be correct as best I can.
I do want you to be honest.
I'm not able to be rushed this fast. It makes me nervous.
This is who she is. She's been trained to get the truth out of folks who are not forthcoming.
Is there a person you're talking about?
I'm asking you a very direct question, yes or no?
I think at every stage of her career, she's been in the arena and she's been fighting.
One of her childhood friends, recalling their early years together, said, you know, Kamala's just been ready for this moment her whole life. Even as a little kid, she just got out there and she would handle business.
So the one thing about Kamala, she's consistent. She's the same person now as she was then. We got along great, you know. We were together all the time. Let me take you back to kindergarten. There was a boy that had taken something I created, and I can't remember if we were doing like clay things or baking something or what have you, and took mine and messed it up, like threw it down, broke it. And so she stood up to him, took up for me. And as a result, he picked up either a rock or a brick and, you know, hit her. And her mom had to come from work. She had to go to the hospital and get stitches, you know, on and on. She's always been one that will stand up for what she thinks is right.
I feel a sense of responsibility to stand up and fight for the best of who we are. And I'm prepared to fight, and I know how to fight.
I love this one, too. So this was 1988. This is Kamala here, short haircut, really tapered. Her mom, Shamala, her sister, Maya.
So Kamala was born in Oakland, but really was a child of Berkeley. She and her sister Maya were raised primarily by their mother, Shamala, who was a single mom after she separated from her husband, Donald Harris. And her mother, even though she was from India, felt that living in Berkeley, it was really important to raise Maya and Kamala as strong, powerful Black women. Kamala went to Howard University. That was where she really developed like a real sense of herself and her own power.
Howard taught me, and it has taught you. You can do anything, and you can do everything.
And while she was there, one of the big influences in her life was her sorority.
You're also AKA.
Yes, I am. Those are my swords, and my sands are in the room as well.
There are close to 300,000 women in Alpha Kappa Alpha.
It translates into a ready-made group of people who will come when she calls.
This isn't just a friendship or sisterhood. We're talking about political power.
We're talking about political power, and we have it.
Even before she became a prosecutor, she really made a point of working with some of the most disadvantaged women in the Bay Area.
She was organizing folks to figure out how to battle the real problem of sex trafficking in young women. And I was immediately enamored by her. She was young and amazing, but super tough.
Scared and facing a felony conviction for selling cocaine. But the single mother caught a break when she was diverted to Back on Track, a reentry program that diverts young, nonviolent, first-time drug offenders from prison back into productive life.
We charge them for committing the crime. They go to a courtroom and plead guilty because they did commit a crime. And this is about accountability. There's no fiction here. It's about, yeah, you did commit a crime, accept it, own up to it, and then let's talk about what we can do to change the circumstances going forward.
When Kamala created Back on Track, she
deeply knew and understood the flaws in the criminal justice system. She came into office, she was very clear, not on my watch. Sometimes it was 7, 8, 9 at night, and she would, again, dressed like she was entering the courtroom. And I remember one of the young women asked her if she ever dressed down to work. And she said, I would never come in front of you not being my best. What I saw her do with no resources, with an instinctual drive to change the system was amazing.
As I hold the office of District Attorney for the City and County of San Francisco.
Congratulations.
You know, it's important, I think, to remember that she was running as the first female DA in San Francisco in our city's history. So we'd never had a woman in the state of California. There had never been a person of color to be DA. And, you know, it's funny, it's something that Shamla would say a lot of, you know, people might be comfortable with women in leadership, but not when it comes to their safety and not when it comes to their money.
She was so deep in third place. I remember someone in law school pulled me aside and he was like, Susie, it's really admirable that you're supporting this woman. She does not have a chance. And if you really want to be a prosecutor, you can't support someone who has no chance against the sitting DA. Kamala wouldn't stop.
38-year-old Kamala Harris came out of nowhere and was swept into office as San Francisco's district attorney. And as she did, she made history. She's the first woman.
Those were the hardest years of her career.
Officer Isaac Espinosa was killed nearly 2 weeks ago on duty in the Bayview district. 21-year-old David Hill is accused of shooting Espinosa with an AK-47 assault weapon in the unprovoked attack.
Isaac Espinosa was a model cop. He was the type of person that you'd want on your side out there in the community, keeping you safe. He was undercover.
Pretty much everyone in the community was calling for the death penalty for this suspect. And Kamala Harris had made her position on the death penalty clear when she was running for DA. She didn't believe in the death penalty.
She did come under extreme fire for that, and she was really out there on her own. But her conviction never wavered.
She took it from all sides on that case. And I think probably the most bracing example was being at the funeral of Isaac Espinosa, and U.S. Senator Dianne Feinstein had been invited to give the eulogy. And she departed from her prepared remarks, and she called out the district attorney, not by name, but making it very clear right in front of Kamala Harris that she felt that this was a case where the death penalty was warranted. And Kamala Harris stood her ground. Harris's decision not to pursue the death penalty for the killer of Isaac Espinosa actually came back around in her race for California Attorney General. She was running against Steve Cooley, who was the district attorney of Los Angeles County, and he basically made that race all about the death penalty.
Steve Cooley believes in the death penalty for murdering a police officer.
This election. And that race really went down to the wire. Initially, some news organizations called it for Cooley, and it took weeks for the final results to be counted.
I stand before you today, humbled to be chosen to be the next Attorney General of the state of California.
You position yourself as aligned with the progressive movement to make criminal justice less punitive and racist, yet your record as a prosecutor shows that you embrace the tough on crime mentality.
As a prosecutor, my duty was to seek and make sure that the most vulnerable and voiceless among us are protected.
As Attorney General, she is faulted for fighting to uphold cases where there had been wrongful convictions, in some cases where they had involved prosecutorial misconduct. Criminal justice advocates felt that she was much too cautious and politically calculating, was often the criticism when she was Attorney General. She did a lot of work, both on her presidential campaign and over the last year, to try to address that distrust in the Black community. She believed, as a young lawyer, that she could make a big difference if she was working from within the system to try to affect change.
But I will not be running for the Senate in 2016.
So after Barbara Boxer announced her retirement from the U.S. Senate, Kamala Harris had a pretty easy glide path to the Senate. And she went out there and once again hustled and worked hard and won pretty easily.
So let's get to work. Si se puede.
We solemnly swear to support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
Once Harris made it to the Senate, she really made her mark not so much through legislation, but in the hearing room.
Can you think of any laws that give the government the power to make decisions about the male body?
I'm not thinking of any right now, Senator.
Are you aware of any communications with other Trump campaign officials and associates that they had with Russian officials or any Russian nationals?
I don't recall that.
She's intense to be questioned by.
Is there a person you're talking about?
I'm asking you a very direct question, yes or no?
I've been on the other side of being questioned by her, so there's an aspect of sympathy or empathy I have with some of them.
The discretion.
I see no
I'm not finished.
I see none.
I'm not finished. I'm not finished.
People come to politics from different backgrounds, but when you come to it from the background of being a courtroom prosecutor, with the strike of your pen, you take someone's liberty away. The training of a prosecutor makes you make that decision based on a full assessment of the facts. The truth is, she's also supremely fair, but you're not going to get away with hedging or equivocating or dodging. It's just, that's not going to work.
Even though Harris had only been in the Senate for 2 years, in January of 2019, she decided to jump into the presidential race.
As a young district attorney, I walked into the courtroom for the first time and said the 5 words that would guide my life's work. Kamala Harris for the people.
So Kamala Harris looked like such a formidable candidate at the beginning of the race, but she never was able to maintain her position in that top tier. She struggled with fundraising, and she had a lot of infighting within her campaign, with some aides saying privately that it wasn't exactly clear who was in charge.
There is not a Black man I know, be he a relative, a friend, or a coworker, who has not been the subject of some form of profiling or discrimination.
Ironically, one of the most difficult moments of Joe Biden's campaign was a moment in which Kamala Harris really delivered what everyone thought at the time was a knockout punch.
You know, there was a little girl in California who was part of the second class to integrate her public schools, and she was bused to school every day. And that little girl was me.
And so a lot of people thought that that might be a strike against her in the vice presidential vetting process. But clearly the Bidens have been able to work through that moment and get past it.
Cozy on me, kid.
You good?
As a Gen Xer who's now 55, she does add a bit of youth and vitality to the ticket. And that's certainly something that will be important in terms of drawing in younger voters and female voters, which will be incredibly important this fall.
You belong. You belong. And we are all in this together. And he needs to go back to where he came from.
So Kamala Harris's role in the closing months of the campaign will be to be out there every day, taking the incoming from the Trump campaign. How do you think she's going to deal with that?
She's going to do what her mother would do, fight back.
Okay, so I wanted to share that with you guys, because like I said, I had to go try to find out a little bit more about Kamala Harris, because I really didn't think that much about her when she was running to become the Democratic nominee for the presidency of the United States. I didn't know anything really about her other than what a lot of people were saying, that she was hard on crime, she incarcerated a lot of Black men. But since I viewed that little piece that they it's still playing. Sorry about that, guys. Hold on a minute. Hold on, let me try to stop this because I can hear it in my ear. I don't know if you guys can hear it or not. What do I need to do? Okay, I can't hear it in my ear anymore. Anyway, but what I liked about that piece, what I learned about her is that she has moved with purpose. She moved a lot of the way that she moved within her career as it pertains to black people. She did it the same way Obama did it, because they are not ADOS black people, but they had to align themselves with the black community simply because they are people of color. Like I said, a lot of people are in their feelings about Kamala Harris, about her positions on in the judicial system when she was an attorney. A lot of them, a lot of men, a lot of black men don't like her because she's married to a white man. You see, they feel like she's compromised because of that. But I do like the way that she has moved because she has moved with purpose. Do you see what I'm saying? Throughout her career. And after I watched that piece on her, I realized that she moved the same way that Barack Obama moved. She moved very strategically. Do you see what I'm saying? I also learned, she's a very smart woman and she's very tenacious and she won't back down in these debates. And she does add youth and vitality to the campaign because like I said, that if elected to the presidency of the United States, Joe Biden is going to be 78 years old. One thing that is going to be a drawback to her is his age and the fact that a lot of voters are going to feel like if he passes away during his presidency, you will then have a woman of color as the president of the United States of America. So that is a problem right there. But he absolutely, like I said earlier, could not have chosen an ADOS black woman for that position. It would not have worked. He would have lost a large amount of support. But because he chose Kamala Harris, a lot of black female voters are going to back her. She has, like I said, she's a Soros, she's a AKA, and there are a lot of powerful black women in that Greek organization, okay, as well as their counterparts. And so that is a lot of money behind her, and that is a lot of black political power behind her. And I think that they will mobilize and back her under the banner of her being a Greek. And that is a strong base as it pertains to educated black women, and that's a lot. That goes a long way. And so that it was very strategic what he did. Manny said my coworker had on a Trump shirt yesterday, and I was disgusted. Child, it's amazing how these people are still back in that maniac, back in that lunatic. If you was with him before this pandemic, after this pandemic hit, you should absolutely not be with him now because he has absolutely not treated this pandemic, in my opinion, properly. Okay, he has not exhibited any type of leadership as it pertains to this or in any other way. To me, he is a very petty, very sensitive, old white man. Okay, the only thing that he's concerned about is money, and he can't even manage money properly. How many times did they say he had to declare bankruptcy? Is it any wonder why he's bankrupting our country? Is there any reason if he can't not even run his own company, his family company properly? How is it they thought that he was going to be able to run this country, this capitalistic country? And as far as this global pandemic goes, he has fought tooth and nail to spread lies, okay, concerning this coronavirus. Okay, and I don't care what the news is telling people, this coronavirus is real and it is non-discriminatory. It is non-discriminatory. He told white people that this is a black people problem. That's why they're sending their kids back to school, and a week or two later, they have to shut the whole school down because there have been so many coronavirus cases spike. The cases have spiked. He's doing this all in the name of money. And that is so neglectful to me. I wish that he could have been a better leader. I hate that the coronavirus had to be set onto us under his presidency, under his watch. He was clearly not the right man for the job to lead this country through a global pandemic. He was clearly not the one. Do you see what I'm saying? And so it's unfortunate. He's lied, he's deceived, he's cheated. So like I said, when it comes to Kamala Harris and Joe Biden, we have to get out of feelings, and we can't be emotional because you don't like her, or because you don't like that she's not ADOS. You don't like because she's not married to a black man. She's married to a white man because she went so hard on incarceration. Do you see what I'm saying? Whatever she has done in her past, or whatever Joe Biden has done in his past, is nothing compared to what Donald Trump is doing to this country. And that is my opinion on it. And I understand that not a lot of people, not a lot of black people agree with my opinion. And that is why I said it's an unpopular opinion. But I am absolutely unemotional when it comes to this race, except as it pertains to getting Donald Trump out of office. Because like I said, this country cannot stand 4 more years of Donald Trump. Do you see what I'm saying? And the way it's looking now, that we are going to be stuck with him at least for 4 more years. And who knows if he even wants to leave then. Do you see what I'm saying? He's going to lay waste to this country. And I still have to live here. Even though it's oppressive. Do you see what I'm saying? Even though we have never been wanted here, especially after child slavery, I still have to live here. And that is how I feel about it. And so I'm going to get off here. I didn't mean to go over an hour. Thank you guys for joining me this morning. I want to share that video with you guys because, like I said, I had to go back and really do a little quick research on Kamala Harris. I didn't think about her at all when she was running to become the Democratic presidential candidate. I didn't feel that she was going to win. I knew that she wasn't going to win because Joe Biden was clearly the pick. Do you see what I'm saying? But I was glad that I went back and I did a little research for her because I did learn that she has moved with purpose and she is a smart woman and she is tenacious. She is a bulldog. She will not back down. She's going to give Mike Pence and Donald Trump a run for their money. And so for those reasons, I think that she was the right choice. Do you see what I'm saying? And so yeah, that's kind of what I think. I'm gonna get off here. I'm gonna let you guys go about your day. Thanks so much for joining me. I appreciate you listening to what I felt about this situation. I'm going to listen out for what Joe Biden and Kamala Harris say today because they're supposed to do a press conference to formally announce his running mate. Do you see what I'm saying? We found out about it yesterday. We saw the little when he was talking to her on the computer or whatever, letting her know that he had chosen her. But they are supposed to do some type of press conference or press briefing. I don't know how they're going to maneuver that, but they're supposed to come out together today to formally announce it. We know that the Democratic National Convention is coming up. In a couple of months, she's going to be debating Mike Pence. She's going to go head-to-head with Mike Pence in a couple of months. I can't wait to hear that. I'm sure it will be very exciting. And Donald Trump is already trying to smear her name. Do you see what I'm saying? As well as, Lord Jesus, as well as a whole lot of us. Because a whole lot of us, like I said, are too emotional when it comes to politics. And in politics, you cannot be emotional. That is why we don't get anywhere in this country. And like I said before, your black vote does count. If it didn't count, they wouldn't be working so hard to suppress it if it did not count. And I think it's unfortunate that we sometimes let our emotions as it pertains to politics outweigh our logic. And logically, you can't be emotional when you are in that world. You cannot be emotional in that political world. It is going to work against you. We have to eventually hold ourselves accountable for our own actions as it pertains to politics in this country. We really do at the end of the day. So anyway, that is my take on it. Once again, thanks you guys so much for joining me. These little people in my family are calling me. I don't know what's going on, but I'm going to get off here to find out. I'm going to talk to you guys later. You guys have a good one. Bye-bye. Peace.